and share a little bit of a broadcast regarding a little game that I've been playing since February, Elden Ring. So I'm rather late in the game. If you've noticed, here I'll pull up my stats. I'm level 143. If you've also noticed, I like to kind of keep my character well balanced, more or less a jack of all trades. And what we're doing right now is I was, prior to broadcasting here, I was exploring the regions just to find try to find some hidden things, just kind of look around for a little bit. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to explore. I mean, really, that's what this game excels at, is exploration. One of its strong points. Absolute strong points. Have to get a little used to the controls again. To be quite honest, it's been a little while since I've played this. With games like this, I do like to take the approach of working in phases. I mean, this is a very, very large game, and I don't like to tackle games this large all at once. I mean, there are a lot of games out there I want to play. So what I like to do is I like to break it up into phases. So I had my phase 1, which of course was not broadcast. And that culminated in about 360 hours of gameplay. And phase 2 will probably culminate in roughly the same amount of gameplay, I would imagine. So this proves essentially what I brought up in my Assassin's Creed playthrough, is that both games, one of the similarities is that they do not scale. So this is an area I've been to before. You've noticed the enemies are not that difficult. Oh, okay. Well, we can take a few hits. Getting into the swing of things here. Yeah, these enemies are generally pretty easy, unless you make a really boneheaded mistake like that. It's really not that difficult to kind of get through these earlier areas of the game. Which again, kind of illustrates the fact that there is no enemy scaling in this game, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I truly consider this probably one of the greatest games ever made. I also personally find it to be their best game. I think what they really did with this game is they really mastered their genre, so to speak, with this game. I truly do believe this is the best release that they have ever had. One thing that really confuses me is I've watched a lot of reviews concerning this game, and one thing that is constant, for the most part, with the negative reviews is the graphics. And I don't know, guys. I just really don't see a problem with the graphics in this game. Oh, there we go. We're making mistakes. I mean, this game looks gorgeous. Highly detailed. I just don't understand the graphical I don't understand the hang-ups that people are having with these graphics. I mean, there's no pop-in at all. I mean, not one bit of pop-in, no matter how far you look away from your character. There's very few loading screens when you're going from one area to the next. The fidelity is unbelievably crisp and clear. I mean, yeah, I don't see how anyone could say that looks bad. Whoa, okay. that looks bad. Alright. Yeah, it's a gorgeous game. Definitely the best looking From Software game I've played. I didn't play the Demon's Souls remake because I don't have the PS5. So I have no idea. I've seen videos of it. Looks terrific. I mean, it looks really cool. But I mean, honestly, I don't know. Another reason why I play in phases, especially with games like this that are so special. I mean, this really is a special game. I don't want to rush through my experience because once I beat a game, I rarely play it again or go back to it. There have only been a handful of games where I've elected to play it more than once. And strangely, two of those games in that handful both start with the word dragon. I've played through Dragon Age Origins multiple times, and also Dragon's Dogma. Other games I've played through twice? I'm really trying to think. I thought about playing all the Dark Souls games again, except for Dark Souls 3. I never made it through Dark Souls 3. I'm still working on that one. But I thought about playing through all of them once I complete Dark Souls 3. But I'm not sure. I mean, it's not high on my list of priorities. I'd rather play this. This is a whole new experience. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just walking around just trying to find little things that I may have missed. There are a lot of things I certainly have missed in this game so far. And when it comes to games like this as well, I like to be a little bit of a completionist. Because there is just so much in this world to find. I mean, it really boggles the mind. I couldn't believe as I was progressing through this game, I couldn't believe how the game was just unfolding and unfolding and unfolding until we get this giant game. I mean, it looks like I've kind of unlocked the entire map, but there are places I've yet to go. Like, for instance, I've not found a way into this area right here, and I'm totally cool with that. I actually think that's exciting that I haven't found a way into that area yet. That's a big mystery. I'm sure it's something simple that I'm missing, but it's okay. I'm not bothered by that. I've also not thoroughly explored the upper portion of the area over here. Let's see, what else do we have? I've definitely not explored this entire area. I've not explored all of this either. There are spots in here that I'm certain that I need to, you know, experience before I can get closer to the end of the game. I know I'm kind of close to it as it stands, but I'm really putting off beating this game. And this area, I have no idea what this is. I am suspicious that this might be where the Elden Beast is, but I'm not certain. And I really don't want to know. So yeah, there are a lot of areas in the game that I've yet to really completely explore. Like this area, I'm sure there's some way possibly to get to that area. And there's also a tower off to the coast here that I have yet to really walk into. So yeah, a lot of stuff left to be explored, which is really great. And this game really succeeds tremendously at really inspiring awe in its exploration and its world building. Tremendous. Oh, we got another player going up the same ladder I am. Oh, that's another thing I really have yet to... there he goes. I've yet to really do any PvP. I've held off on that. I'm not a huge PvP guy. And I did just discover recently that and the reason I'm bringing this up is because it started raining, is that the weather affects your powers in this game. So for instance, it's raining right now, so if I had a lightning spell, which I don't think I currently have equipped, then it would produce a more powerful attack with that spell. And I believe that the same would work for, you know, freezing spells that would be a little bit more powerful in snowy areas and etc. One thing I have noticed since streaming this game, I'm not being as careful as I normally would be. To be quite honest, though, as I said earlier, you know, these enemies really aren't that challenging at this point. And that's okay. Kind of a good way to, I don't do any farming, but I suppose if you'd want to farm runes, this would be a good way to do it. Just kind of go back to previous areas that you've been to and just kill all the enemies again. But yeah, I don't do any farming, I don't do any grinding. I find that to be tedious. I'm not sure why people do that. I just play the game, and whatever happens, happens. Now, I know there was a boss up here before, but I beat him, but this was a tough boss, too. He was pretty tough. I certainly died a few times against this guy up here. Or is he further up? I think he's further up. Here's some flapping wings. Or I did. Oh, these guys, yeah. Oh, no, it's not flapping wings. These wonderful guys. Oh. When I first came to this area, it was frightening. And I really like that about this game, is that when you first discover areas, oh my god, incredibly scary. Scarier than any horror game I've played. The detail on those rocks. I mean, I'm sorry, but complaints about the graphics, that just seems silly. I'm stretching it a little bit on that one. I love the jump attacks. I use them a lot. In fact, I've got a special talisman that enhances my jump attacks. My favorite spell right here. I'll use it from time to time. And I always collect materials wherever I go. Always doing it. It's kind of a subconscious thing. Got stuck in the rock. Let's take a look at our inventory here. So I want to re-familiarize myself with it a little bit. Again, it's been a while since I've played. I mean, there are things that I really don't use. Like, I don't use a lot of the pots. I've used them occasionally, but really not too much. I don't use any of these, for the most part. I did use a lot of the boluses, or not the boluses, but the, actually, no, I didn't use a lot of these because I have the, what spell do I have here? I have got the, flame, no, not that one. Yeah, the flame cleanse me, which helps me with, Scarlet Rot. And then I've got the Lord's Aid, Lord's Heal. So yeah, I don't use a lot of those inventory items because I just use my sorceries to cure any status ailments that I might get. So I hang on to these, and I hang on to everything. I don't sell anything, except for duplicates. That's another thing I really love about this game, is that there is no inventory limit. You could essentially carry as much as you possibly want to. I mean, there are things I've had since the beginning of the game that I've never really used. Like this. I've only got one of these. Really shows you how rare these are. And yeah, a lot of these items are super rare. There's some that I really don't even understand. Like, let's see here. I believe there's one in here that no, not these. There's a few that I'm really not certain as to what they do. None of these. None of these. I know that's all PvP stuff. They're all my ashes, or not my, yeah, my ashes. Got a good selection of ashes. I know I've yet to find all of them, which is cool. Crafting materials. And again, you look at them and you can kind of gauge how rare they are based on how many you have, and being that I've put over 360 hours into this game so far, this is a great indication as to how rare these items are. What was I looking for? I was a little disappointed that you can only increase the amount of flask uses up until a certain point. So now all of my golden seeds are, as far as I know, essentially useless. Not sure why they did that. I guess to balance it to some degree. I suppose if you were able to allocate further flask uses, it would make the game easier. But then I wonder why then give us so many golden seeds. You know, I don't know. Maybe they weren't figuring that people would find all these extra golden seeds. But here we are. So here are some things that I have no idea what they're used for. Like this, no clue. Still have to figure that one out. I know that one. Yeah, that one's okay. I know that one. This is kind of another one where I'm a little, I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with that. That as well. That I know. I know I'm probably supposed to be giving this to one of the sorcerers that's locked in that one town, Celia. I think it's Celia, Town of Sorcery. But I've yet to find him. And I've scoured that town up, down, left, right. I just can't seem to find that guy. But I have a feeling that this is going to be what I use when I find him. That I used a little bit in an underground area, but since then I haven't used it. Of course, I know what those are, and that I haven't used any of my Lost Ashes of War. And all the books I've got, all the cookbooks and whatnot, maps. All of my sorceries. I've yet to find all of them, of course, which is okay. I've got a bunch, though. Well, not really, actually. I don't think I've got a bunch. Incantations. Ashes of War, which I don't even use these. Because my equipment already has abilities that I prefer, so I really haven't used the Ashes of War since the very beginning of the game. I'm sure they'll come in handy, maybe with PvP, when I decide to go into PvP. But again, I've got all the weapons, that's a duplicate, but I've got all the weapons, I save all the weapons, and that's essentially for PvP. So I think when I go into PvP, I'll probably want to just experiment with a lot of the different weapons and use a lot of that. Use things that I haven't used before. And most of them I do qualify to use, so there's very few that I can't use. But there are still a few that I can't use. But that's okay, because you know what? There is no level cap in Elden Ring. So eventually, with time, I'll be able to use all these. And again, mainly for PvP. It's quite the collection. Don't sell your weapons. Ever. All my bows and ranged weapons, staffs, all of my arrows, nice collection of shields, of which I only used a handful. So I suppose I'm just kind of going through this to refamiliarize myself with what I've got. Take a look to see if I have any duplicates. Like right there. I've yet to find all of these as well. Now these I haven't completely figured out. I mean, I know I can go to these locations, but I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to happen if I need an extra tool to invoke something. I'm not certain. I do know that there are some things that are very much context sensitive in this game, like you need to do things at night or during the day or with specific gear on. So those are some of the aspects of the game that I've only discovered maybe a smidgen of ways to interact at that level. Mainly bosses that you can only fight at night. A lot of the Black Knights. Yeah, another thing I'd like to mention is I really don't think these games, FromSoft games, are any more or less difficult than a lot of other games. I think the biggest difference is the lack of problems in the combat system. I mean, with every FromSoft game, when you're fighting a creature, it doesn't matter what creature that is, whether it be a small rat or a giant boss, everything is so tight and well tuned and weighty that, you know, there are no mistakes. Like, I mean, you can make mistakes, but there are no delays. Like, say you hit the dodge button. There's no delay. There's no. I mean, whenever you hit it, you dodge. You know. So if you lose, then it really is genuinely your fault. Now, that doesn't happen with every game. Some games have weird glitches and bugs and delays. And, hitboxes are bad, or it just doesn't happen in a game like this. And I think that simple fact is what makes these games seem more difficult. And again, just wandering around. So I'm going to keep my trap shut for a little bit here, unless I come across something that I would like to comment on. Oh, this is where the boss fight was. I started the game out as a wretch. I believe that's the correct terminology for the class that you picked. So I chose wretch. I believe that that's the best way to play every FromSoft game, is to start out as the lowliest class. It gives you a little bit more of an honest leveling process. You start out much weaker than the other classes, so you kind of have to work your way up. Personally, I think that's the best way to experience all FromSoft games. It's not for everybody, though. I understand. So yeah, there was a boss up here. I'm wondering if there's anything that I missed. That's why I'm just kind of going through these old areas. This was such a tough boss. I got some bloodstains of people who valiantly died. Oh, that looks like kind of a Oh wait, no. Looks like somebody's fighting right now. It's got somebody fighting this boss right now. In fact, as you progress and kind of become very familiar with these areas, there's a very zen-like quality to wandering through these areas again. Very relaxing, peaceful for the most part. Good old torrent. Love torrent. Alright, so we have to make sure that... Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to remember how to control torrent here. It's been a little while. Oh! Oh, that was almost a disaster. Oh god. Alright. Made a lot of mistakes right there, but I survived. Oh, that's gorgeous. Hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. Let's check on a door. I have a strong feeling that there's something in this area that I have not found. Oh, and the scale in this game is so perfect. I mean, it's so realistic. The scale is unbelievable. It's one of the few games where when I'm looking down off the edge of a cliff, I start to feel a little dizzy. So yeah, I did complete the Reichard quest line. A while back. It took me a while to actually find a way in. Spent a lot of time looking. those guys. Blend into the environment. Look at that. Full of arrows. It's okay though. Not this person. I'm trying to remember what's down here. I'm probably going to go into the castle just to take a peek. But I'm pretty sure there's nothing left in there. I really wish I could find Blythe again. I know I pretty much completed his quest line, at least I think I did. But he kind of disappeared unceremoniously. I haven't really figured out why he just vanished. I'm hoping I run across him again. I really like that character. One of my favorite NPCs in the game. Him and Alexander, the jar. Yeah, I like those guys. Yeah, I want to go ahead and just take a peek in the castle for a moment. Even though we kind of cleared this place out, I don't think there's really much to find here anymore. But even Patches left. I have no idea where he went. I'm sure I'll find him down the road sometime. There's no one to really talk to anymore here, I don't think. There's somebody that just got through with this battle. I remember there being quite the battle up here against one of the invaders. But yeah, there are very few games where I, play in phases. Again, I really only reserve these. Playing in phases to super special games. A few of those, I suppose, would be, Dragon's Dogma, Dragon's Age Origins, Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout 3, Not so much Fallout 4, even though I'm currently playing that as well, but that game is, game's got a lot of bugs. Alright, actually I think there is an area in here that I've yet to explore. Correctly, I only went a certain way back here, and I think there might be another way that I decided to neglect until later on. Oh, where that area is. Pretty certain it's around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. That's it. So, I remember going in here. Alright, so it's a different direction. Probably down here. Whew. Don't get me wrong, some of the guys can still be a little difficult to fight. The enemy variety in this game is magnificent as well. Some of the best I've ever seen. Of course we're going to summon him. Why? Because we think he's a badass. This guy is awesome. One of my legendary summons. My favorite summon, aside from, I believe it's called Loot the Headless. It's also a favorite summon of mine. Mistake number one. Ah, look at that, see? Found something I forgot. It's always nice. I'm sure there's a lot of that in this area. There's somebody over there. Stuff down there. Yeah, there is. See? See, you can definitely still die if you do something stupid. And I did something stupid. Go ahead and teleport back into the Volcano Manor. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. I just wanted to give a little bit of a taste of where I was in the game, and I'm probably not going to end up streaming this game. To be quite honest, it's a much more enjoyable experience taking it in as it's intended. It's very dark, oppressive, lonely game, and I would like to preserve that way of interacting with this game. I think streaming a game like this can be incredibly distracting and not as much fun. So with that, I bid you farewell. Thanks for coming by and checking it out. Hope you have a wonderful day.